Welcome back, guys. In today's video, I want to talk about a benefit to the American Express Platinum card that I did not mention in my last video. It was titled 12 Things You Must Do After Getting Your American Express Platinum card, and the benefit is Authorized Users. I wanted to make this video today because I did create an Authorized User account for one of my family members, and the card came in the mail. It comes in a plain white envelope after you request it, about 7 days after. And the card actually, and I didn't expect this, is indistinguishable. It looks identical to your normal American Express Platinum card. This is good because when people are traveling and using it, there's no kind of like association of, oh, you don't have the real card. If you're checking in at a hotel or using it at an airline, they have no idea of knowing if you're the primary account holder or an authorized user. And the cost of this benefit, it is an additional cost to the $555 annual fee, but it's $175 for up to 3 combined authorized users. It's not $175 each, it's $175 for all 3, so it comes out to a cost of $58 each. And if for whatever reason, if you wanted more than 3 authorized users, it would be $175 for each additional authorized user card. I do want to mention real quick, I'm not talking about the AmEx Gold Authorized User cards on the Platinum card. It's a little confusing. The Gold Authorized User cards are not the same as the American Express Gold card, which gives you 4x on dining and grocery stores. In my opinion, these Authorized User cards, though they are free, they don't have any benefits, so aside from TSA PreCheck. So there's really no reason to get them or even worry about them. So for who and why would you be getting authorized user accounts? I highly recommend getting it for family members, your parents, your significant other, or perhaps adult children. I don't recommend getting authorized user accounts for friends. You can if you really trust that person, but friends are temporary, your family is more important, and those are the people that you should be helping out with. Now, why are you getting these authorized user accounts? There's a couple good reasons. The first one is it can actually help somebody's credit. Your credit history for your American Express Platinum card is shared to their credit score once you create an authorized user account for them. They have to give their social security number, it reports to the credit bureaus. Every time you make an online payment on your account, it reflects on the authorized user's credit history. Another good reason to get an authorized user account is if you're married and you and your spouse both want the American Express Platinum card, but you don't want to pay $1,100 for 2 cards. Getting one card for $550 and an authorized user for $175 is a much better deal, and then you both have the cards to travel with for the benefits. And yeah, it's the perks that actually give these authorized user cards tremendous value, and I'm going to go over the numbers to show you why it's such a good deal. Real quick before we talk about the benefits, for my family members, I'm going to tell them don't ever use the card to purchase anything. Only use it for the perks associated with holding the card, but don't ever swipe it to actually purchase anything. If they were to do that, they would have to then send me money to reimburse me. I'm not giving them a free card to spend money with. I'm giving them a card that will give them these perks and benefits. And the perks that have the most value are these 3 things. The first thing is TSA PreCheck. TSA PreCheck is good for 5 years. You get a $100 credit on your authorized user account every 4 years to renew it. If this was something that you were going to get anyway, you might as well be paying through an authorized user account to get your TSA PreCheck every 5 years. The next benefit is Gold status at Marriott Bonvoy and Hilton Hotels and Resorts. Gold status gets you sometimes free breakfasts, early check-in, late check-out, complimentary room upgrades, lounge access if Gold qualifies at that hotel. And the most important one to me is Priority Pass. Yes, just an authorized user can have Priority Pass, plus the AmEx Centurion Lounge and associated lounge networks. This would include additional lounges like the Delta SkyClub when flying with Delta, or the Escape Lounge, and there's a couple others. So once again, when using credit cards or charge cards, it's important to do the math and say, am I getting more value from this than what I'm paying in? And if you pay $175 to have up to 3 authorized users, That's a cost of $58 each. Are you getting more than $58 in value from creating these accounts than what you're paying American Express. And here's the math that I came up with. TSA PreCheck every 4 years, that comes out to an average of $25 a year worth of value. If you stay at a Hilton or Marriott Bonvoy 2 or 3 times a year, the additional point multiplier that you'll get for your gold status, plus potentially free breakfast, plus complimentary room upgrades, you also get, perks like maybe snacks or bottled water. I would value that at around $40 a year. And Priority Pass itself costs a couple $100s. And this is a full Priority Pass membership. The primary account holder doesn't have to be present. The authorized user gets their own Priority Pass account. That gets you access to the lounge network of like 1,200 lounges around the world. And when you're a Priority Pass holder, you then can enter a lounge and bring up to 2 guests with you. The same thing works with the Centurion lounge. When you go to the Centurion lounge with an authorized user card, it's indistinguishable from the primary account holder, so they don't know, and it's the same rule applies. When you want to get access to maybe the Delta SkyClub lounge or the Escape lounges with your American Express Platinum authorized user account, you can sometimes bring guests in with you. So I estimate if you fly somewhere round trip twice a year that has airport lounges, let's say Minneapolis, St. Paul or something, if you eat in the lounge, get food and drink, and that's about $15 worth of savings by not eating in a local food court. 15 out, 15 back, second trip, 15 out, 15 back. I value that conservatively at about $60 a year. You can then just add it up, 60 plus 40 plus 25, that's about $125 worth of value. Multiply that by 3, and I really feel like for the hotel and the lounge access, those are minimal numbers, someone who maybe only travels twice a year, and by paying $175 for these authorized user accounts, you're getting back $375 worth of value for you and potentially your family members or friends. So yeah, that's just a really good deal. This is one of actually the best perks of the American Express Platinum card now that I understand it. Now you might be saying, why does American Express do this? Why would they support having up to 3 authorized users for such a low cost? And $175 or $58 a card is a low cost for, giving somebody Priority Pass lounge access. And my theory is that authorized users are usually spouses or children, and they don't potentially understand what you're supposed to be using your Platinum card for. The American Express Platinum card has a 5x multiplier on flights and a 5x multiplier on hotels booked through Amex's portal. You shouldn't be using this card for any other reason other than that. You should not be using this at the movie theater. You should not be using this at McDonald's or a grocery store. You should be using Amex's other cards that have better point multipliers. However, I think authorized users don't use this card correctly. It's big and it's heavy and it's flashy and they want to show it off to their friends, so they use it everywhere. And parents who are okay with children or spouses using the authorized user account to make purchases, they're not closely watching what they're using this card for. They're just swiping everywhere. Amex makes a lot of its profit off these transaction fees, 2.5%, 3% sometimes, and when they're only giving you 1x points back, Amex is making money off of you. So I think authorized users, for the Platinum card especially, are very profitable for Amex, so they're okay with giving gold status and Priority Pass and TSA PreCheck to their authorized user accounts. Last thought for this video is adding authorized users might make you nervous. What if the card is stolen? What if this family member who I trusted betrays me and buys a whole bunch of crazy electronics? Amex thought of this, and there is a control for this. If you go on American Express's website and you go under Account Services, Manage Other Users, add someone to your account, that's how you request the new authorized user cards. But you can go to Manage Spending Limits for additional card members. And here's a screenshot of the account that I created. And you can quickly unfreeze your card at any time if you've lost your card, but it's just a simple tab, on, off, freeze this card. And you can also set a spending limit per month, and the minimum is $200. I can't go lower than that, otherwise I would. But you can spend a spending limit for whatever amount you want, And you can also turn on spending alerts. So I will get a text message on my phone if my authorized user card spends anything greater than $10. And I've told my family member if I get a charge, if I get a text message with you using this card, I'm just going to assume the card was stolen. Maybe you're traveling internationally and you lost your wallet and somebody is trying to swipe this at an electronics store, and I'm going to immediately freeze the account and report it. So under no circumstances should they be using this to purchase anything. They're using it, once again, just for the perks and the status. Okay guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you. In addition, give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel and the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. I post weekly about military, finance, and travel topics. Till the next video, take care.